welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different with a little horse that I drew. I decided to select a random palette, and we're gonna do just a little like heads or tails. I bought these little like random palette things offline. I was like, sure. This one's heads and this one's tails, by the way. So let's flip-a-doo. And we have tails. So we're going to pick a random palette card out of this one, and whatever the colors are, that's what the horse is going to be. So let's see what we get. And like, I bought these little things. I think it's like 500 cards, which is really cool because I really like the pick the random color things, but sometimes you don't get like a cohesive palette, which I know is maybe the point, but sometimes I don't want to make really ugly art. I'd rather do a palette. So here we are. We got kind of a stormy skies. I did the best I could to kind of color match. I don't have the precise colors that she was talking about on the back, and I certainly didn't have all the colors that she had on the back, but we are doing the best we can with this random little palette card. So let's get the color in here. And I could not resist doing a blue horse because I mean, I grew up loving My Little Ponies. I kind of still love My Little Ponies, if we're being honest here. But I used to draw colored horses like all the time, and it would really annoy my teachers. Well, me drawing in class in general would annoy my teachers. So most of my art a lot of it was thrown away, which in hindsight was pretty heinous of those teachers, especially when they'd be like, horses aren't blue. Well, lady, I'm an artist and I can color the horse whatever darn color I feel like. So, there. Part of the fun of this challenge is really trying to figure out how I want to use the colors that are on the little palette card, because they're not really colors I would choose. I mean, if this was a little My Little Pony, of course we'd have probably a blue base, but I would not have orange for the mane, and we certainly wouldn't be having brown and black. So stormy sky horse it is. I also really appreciate that this is kind of getting me out of my normal palette. When I was coming up through the art world a couple moons ago, the big thing was everyone was like, oh, you have to have your recognizable style and you have to have your recognizable palette and you can't stray from your palette. So I really got stuck in my blues and my purples and oranges and reds and a couple browns. It depended on my subject. I hated using black. Black was a big no-no. It probably still is a big no-no. But it made it hard for me to think about other color palettes, which again is why I thought this box would be perfect, because when I'm just playing around in my sketchbook, why grab the same 10 colors when I can grab a random card and make my brain think a little better by doing another color, another palette choice. So, and this being the first one, I'm super happy, and I'm really having fun taking care of this little guy. I really wanted to smooth out the colors, so we got the rubbing alcohol here, and we're gonna melt that colored pencil and make the horse a little bit more vibrant. art tip for the day: if you're using a wax-based colored pencil and you want the color pencil to be super smooth and pretty, get out that rubbing alcohol. It's super cheap. You don't have to use the turpentines or any of the smelly chemicals, because this rubbing alcohol melts it just fine. As you can see how I'm doing it. It takes some time because you need to learn a little bit more on how to finesse it. It's not just, a big blob of liquid on your paintbrush. It's a fine balance, I think, and that only comes from trial and error. So yeah, give it a try. It will do wonders for your colored pencil. If you're using ink like I am with your colored pencil, please, 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 please make sure your ink is waterproof. I have had some pretty bad art fails in the past where I have gone at the colored pencil with the rubbing alcohol and the ink was not waterproof and it just smudged along with the colored pencils. So always do a little test area first before you just have at it and go to town. I thought about it a little too late to kind of make the horse a little smoky. That is one of the bad things about the colored pencil, is really once you've smudged it once, it doesn't really want to smudge again. As you can see, the black where I had not really put the not colored pencil, where I had not put the rubbing alcohol on yet, smudged really well, and along with the mane and tail. But the body didn't really do much. So I also did a no-no here. I did not let the horse dry at all before trying to come back in here and do some of my values. And I almost ripped through the paper. So let things dry. Note to self. Another thing is when the rubbing alcohol is still wet, you cannot really layer anything on top of it. It just, well, you can see here, it did not layer very well. There's a little bit of a tonal shift, but I didn't want to get too dark, which is why I was trying to draw on top of a wet surface. But it didn't work. It didn't work. And that's okay. We live and learn. And we keep arting. And here we are, the finished piece. We are done. We still need to add the old signature, but we will, here we go. Let's add that old signature and ta-da. So yeah, I think this is a success of a little experiment. I will definitely be using more of those art cards. The little stormy horse was just fun to do, and I realize it's still kind of in the palette realm of what I normally do. That's okay. Until next time, happy arting. Cheers!